All right, let's dive into the story of DeepMind and its incredible quest to solve one of the biggest challenges out there, artificial general intelligence. We're going to unpack the thought patterns, the failures, and of course, the huge successes that define their journey.
And it all really kicks off with this singular, powerful vision from co-founder Demis Hassabis. Right from the very beginning, his way of thinking was just different. He wasn't looking at code. He was looking for inspiration in the most complex thing we know, the human brain itself.
So, first up, the dream of AGI. They had this huge, almost science fiction level dream, but turning that into something real? Well, that was the first massive hurdle, especially when their thinking immediately clashed with how the tech world usually operates.
And you really have to appreciate the sheer scale of what they were trying to do. Hassabis and his co-founder Shane Legg weren't just aiming to build a better program. Nope, they were chasing AGI, an AI that can learn and think flexibly, just like a person can. This wasn't an upgrade, it was a whole new ballgame.
And this is where they hit their first major brick wall. It was really a failure of imagination, but not on their part. You can just picture them pitching this enormous idea, and the investors are just staring back, asking, okay, but what's your product? Their thought patterns were on completely different planets.
So success only came when they found investors who actually got the dream. People like Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, who were captivated by the mission itself. And that's what allowed DeepMind to build its own Manhattan project for AI in London, far away from the short-term pressures of Silicon Valley.
Okay, so they've got the money, they've got the dream. Now they needed a place to actually train their AI. And their strategy was just brilliant. Use games. Not for fun, but as this perfect, measurable training ground to see if their ideas could actually work. So they start with the super simple game of Pong. And the result? A complete, humbling failure. The AI couldn't even figure out how to move the paddle. You can just imagine that moment of doubt. That feeling of, uh-oh, maybe we are crazy and this is all a huge mistake.
But they stuck with it. For 3 months, they kept at it. And then, the breakthrough, the system, learning from absolutely nothing but the pixels and the score, it started to get it. It was actually learning, all on its own. And pretty soon, it wasn't just playing, it was unbeatable. No human could touch it. It had learned everything from scratch. Now that is a true success, born directly out of that frustrating initial failure.
But this is where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. In another game, Breakout, the AI didn't just master it, it innovated. It discovered a strategy no human had taught it, digging a tunnel to send the ball behind the bricks. This wasn't just learning. This was real creativity, a new thought pattern just emerging from the algorithm. So, this success gave them the confidence to tackle the holy grail of board games, Go. For years, experts thought Go was just too complex, too intuitive for a machine to ever master. I mean, there are more possible moves than atoms in the universe. This was the ultimate test. And during that historic match against world champion Lee Sedol, their AI, AlphaGo, made a move 37, that was so alien, so creative. People thought it was a mistake, a 1 in 10,000 probability. But it wasn't a mistake, it was genius, and it stunned the entire world.
So, after conquering games, DeepMind pivoted. They aimed everything they'd learned at a real-world scientific problem, one that had stumped the brightest minds for 50 years.
Their mission: solve protein folding. This wasn't a game anymore. This was a massive challenge in biology with the potential to completely revolutionize medicine as we know it. And their first attempt followed a familiar pattern, a mix of success and failure. Their system, AlphaFold, it actually won the big competition, a huge deal, but critically, its predictions just weren't accurate enough for scientists to actually use. It was like building the tallest ladder to the moon. Impressive, but it didn't quite get you there.
So what did they do? They doubled down. They created a dedicated strike team that rebuilt the system from the ground up. This led to a historic breakthrough, solving that 50-year-old grand challenge. And then, in this incredible gesture, they released 200 million protein structures to the world for free. Just an amazing gift to science. You see, the success of AlphaGo didn't just win a game, it set off a global chain reaction and basically hit the fast-forward button on AI development everywhere. It was a true Sputnik moment. All of a sudden, governments and companies around the world woke up to the power of this technology. It sparked massive investment and kicked off a global race to build more and more capable AI.
But with all this new power comes immense responsibility. The core thought pattern for the team had to shift. It went from, can we build this, to the much, much harder question, how do we build this safely?
And this question really gets to the heart of the whole dilemma. As AI gets more and more capable, making sure it stays beneficial for humanity, well, that becomes the most critical challenge of all.
And the documentary is very clear about the risks. We're talking autonomous weapons, powerful surveillance, widespread disinformation. The whole move fast and break things philosophy just doesn't work when the stakes are this high.
So in the end, this journey to solve intelligence is so much more than a technical challenge. It really is a profound moment that could completely reshape our world, forcing all of us to think very carefully about the kind of future we really want to create.